guys, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel. On today's video, we got something pretty awesome that we're going to be doing with the FoxAlien Massuter Pro. We're going to use the 20-watt diode laser here, and we're going to make something that I've been wanting to do for quite some time. I just didn't have the right machine to do it, but I did have everything else. As you can see right here, I have all the supplies. I have everything I need to get this project done. Right here in this box, an actual good quality hat press. The first thing what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and open up the heat press, check it out, get it all put together, and turn it on, make sure that it works good before I go any further. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to come over here to the laptop and we're going to go in Lightburn, and I'm going to design a quick hat label so that I can engrave. Let me show you. So I have these iron-on patches that I've had for quite some time. I've tried them before, and they work really well. And they have this embroidery stitch right there as well. Kind of gives it that faux leatherette appearance. They're really, really nice. The other part of the project is the hats themselves. I got a bunch of these awesome hats. Actually, I got two different colors. We have this black and red, and then we also have the gray camo, which is pretty awesome. So I have a couple different hat patch colors. We have the good old-fashioned brown, and then we have these gray hat patches, which are really cool too. Gray ones will go for the gray hats, and I think they go really nice with this hat as well. So without further ado, let's go open up this hat press and see what it's all about. Here we go. Alright guys, that was it. That was the unboxing. Honestly, nothing too crazy. This is my first glimpse at this thing, and it is solid. It is really heavy. So you're not going to be getting this flimsy piece of equipment. I'm really happy with it so far. It does come with a secondary hat press right here, and that is actually for different size hats. You put your hat in here like this, drop down your stretcher, and then you can clamp on your hat. I have a feeling that we're going to be using this smaller one. This is for taller hats. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to change out this piece right here and go to this smaller version. Let's go ahead and get this changed over, and we'll come right back. All right, so you can see right here, this is the larger hat, and this is for the smaller hats. All right guys, now that we went ahead and we got the Adele Klein hat press all set up, good to go. This thing literally out of the box took me 5 minutes. Just change out the top that you need for the fronts of your hats, and go ahead and set your temperature, set your time, and you are good to go. This thing is plug and play. The good thing is it has a timer so that when you close your lid, it has a almost kind of like a limit switch that your CNC or your laser engraver will have. When it clicks onto that limit switch, the timer will start, and when it's beeping, it will tell you that that is time to take off your heat. I think what we're gonna do now is let's go over to Lightburn and let's go ahead and get my design imported, and we're gonna go ahead and get my little template set and get this done. All right guys, so here we are. We got Lightburn opened up, and this is gonna be a very, very simple project that we're gonna do. We're gonna go ahead and basically create the template and what is going to be the outcome of the hat patch. So very simple. What we're going to do is I'm going to create two circles because I'm going to cut two patches at a time. So this first circle that we're going to create is going to represent what the outside diameter of the hat patch is. So what I want to do is come up here, and I already have it measured out. They are 64 millimeters in diameter. So what we're going to do is make sure that this is unlocked. We're going to hit 64 and 64. So coming down here, let's come back to my arrow. You can see right here that this is going to represent what the hat patch is going to look like. All right, so now that we got that done, very simple. We're gonna make sure that this over here has an output of 0 because I don't want to cut this when I make the hat patches. We're only gonna do this one time. Basically what I'm gonna do is we're going to take this and we're going to burn a piece of wood with that circle, so every time I put the hat patch in that circle, it's gonna be in the exact same position each and every time. All right, we're gonna go ahead and we're going to import. Let's go ahead and import file. Let's go and import an image that I have already done, and it is called something with magic. Let's come over here, Magic Eraser. I just use that program to eliminate the background of the hat. So you can see right here, if I zoom out, let's zoom way out, you can see it's way too big. So what I'm gonna do is basically just minimize this thing super small like that and bring it kind of over into that area. And which is really cool, up here in this top part right here, you could see that this little thing is zoomed to the frame. So basically what it's going to do is zoom into this area. And now I need to just kind of adjust my image to where I want it to be. Now remember that there's those little stitchings that go around the outside edge. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that you size this just right so that it fits inside your circle or whatever the shape of your hat patch. If you have a square patch, you can do this with a square patch. If you have any kind of shape of those patches, some of them are like a weird oblong shape or whatever those weird patch shapes are. So basically we got it pretty much where I want it to be. It's centered where I want. You can center it. So if you have a perfectly centering shape, this is a kind of a little random shape. I'm gonna make this just a little bit smaller. I think it's just a little bit too big. So, all right. I think that is it right there. Pretty simple design. So now what we're going to do is we're going to move over to the laser, and you can see these buttons right here up at the top on the cuts and layers. There's different things you can do. You got output. So if you don't want to see it or laser it, you just change these two right here. The output is what it's actually going to do, and the show is actually what it is you're seeing on the screen. So what we're going to do is for the first go around, we're going to not cut this design. We're only going to create a circle. All right, so that's that. But I want to do 2 patches at a time. I think it'd be a lot easier to just do 2 at a time opposed to waiting and changing this out 12 different times. We'll do it 6 times. So what we're going to do is select all, Command C, Command V. We're going to create a secondary patch just like that. And now we have 2 at a time. I think that's pretty much it. We're really ready to go. We just got to do a couple different steps. So the first step is, again, we're going to go ahead and cut the circles out. They're not really cutting the circles out. We're going to go ahead and just make those lines. Then the next step is we're going to go ahead and then place and change this output and kind of reverse it so it won't do the circles. It'll only do that each and every time thereafter. I only have to do this once. So with that being said, let's go over to the laser and get them cut out and start the process. Here we go. So here's another little tip. I got some double-sided tape. We're just gonna put a little tiny piece in the center of each one. I don't want my patches to shift during the laser process. This will just kind of hold them in a nice spot. All right, next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take our patches and we're gonna go ahead and set them down. Basically, we're gonna line them up inside of that center. Now, the only other thing is make sure when you turn your patches around, there's these little like tie knots. I like that to be the bottom. So we're gonna go ahead and make that the bottom of each little spot. So we're just gonna put it right here. But I think we should be pretty good. Now the fan blows from the laser. So these are super light. That is why I'm using the double-sided tape. That way these don't move during the process. Let's go ahead and try this out and see what happens. right, guys, so we went ahead and we got these patches done. Check them out. Here is the brown patch right there. Let's see if you can see that. Really love the way that TCC initial up at the top did a nice little fade. I think that turned out really awesome. And then here is the gray patch. Same thing, that TCC in the image, it's a yellow color. Let's see, we'll put it right there. It's a yellow color, so it really tinted that super nice. I'm gonna do something a little bit different. We're gonna offset the patch on the hat. So instead of doing the center like that with these ridges and everything, we're gonna just do it on this nice flat side, just like that. That's gonna be the style that I'm gonna go for with these. I think that'll be really awesome. And then with the tan against the red and black, I think this will be really cool too. So we'll go something like that. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get these things ironed on, and we should be good. Let's go ahead and get these things made. Guys, that is it. That is a video. These hats turned out super awesome, super easy to make, but at a very affordable price. Again, I'm going to put a link in the description down below. I really do like the way that these things turned out. I like the way they feel. I made one for myself in the meantime. So this will be my hat. This one will also be my hat because I didn't put the white piece of t-shirt material over top of it. And this one got actually a little hot, but it still turned out pretty awesome. You could see the patch just as well. It just did this little, like, kind of darkened it up right here. I don't want to say it burnt it, but it was a little hot, but it gave it that little antique-y feel or something like that. So it just has that burnt leather. It's really, really awesome. So I'm going to keep this one for myself. I'm going to keep this one for myself. And then I'm going to make the rest of these hats behind me. I got a bunch over here. I've got 12 more to make. So what I'm going to do is I am going to put a link in the description below to where you can purchase these hats. That way you can help support the channel. They're going to be super affordable. They're not going to be $30, $40 or nothing like that. I'm going to keep them as low as possible so I make maybe $5 or $10 a hat or something like that. That way I can take that money, put it back into the channel for things that I can make videos on for you to see. So if you're interested, I would really appreciate go down in the description and check all of those links out. This thing is awesome. The hats are awesome. And that's all I got to say. So, all right, guys, until that next video, make sure y'all do one thing, stay awesome, and we shall see you on the next one. Bye.